This tattoo right here, a lot of people are confused and they're fucking pissing me off. They're like, oh, you're fucking Illuminati, you have the fucking Illuminati fucking Mason eye or whatever the fuck it is. Shut up, okay? This is basically like an ode to the book 1984. Hey, shut the fuck up back there. Okay, so this is basically like an ode to the book 1984. And do you ever read the 1984? Remember like Big Brother, the Big Brother building and shit like that? So like the tower, like this is basically that tower. And you know, the all-seeing eye, Big Brother watching everything, and you know, this is basically the people down here revolting. Whenever I'm homesick, this is like the highway you take to get back to Cleveland. One time I was fucked up and I was driving and I was like, the highway signs right there, and I was like, oh shit, which highway do I take? Which one is it? Is it 71 South or 71 North? And I was like, okay, 71 North. That shit happened for real one time. I used my arm as a fucking map quest. I did this shit in Humboldt County when I was extremely high. It's like you know, a Radiohead it's a Radiohead symbol, and it says, and I just kind of like freaked it myself because the real one is a girl and a guy, but you can't tell it's like a guy or a girl really because they're both like round heads and none of them have hair. So I just kind of gave it like a mohawk because it's like a little mini MGK, and I put punk on it because I was just super fucked up, and I was like, what could be the most punk rock thing I could possibly do right now? I was like, oh, I'll tattoo myself while I'm high. First one is right here. It's from my grandmother. She passed on Valentine's Day, and she was my fucking shit, man. She was blind, so anytime I went to her house, she would always say funny things like, oh, you're so handsome, and I'm like, Grandma, you can't even see me. You know, but she always made me feel so fucking good, you know, and I'll never forget that. She was always like the most unjudgmental person. And she birthed my dad, which I don't know how it's possible, because my dad's a complete asshole. I love him too, though. Sup, Pops? But, you know, I loved her way more. Oh, this Salvador Dali piece I'm working on right here. Well, I guess everyone has their own, like, you know, take on that painting, and the way I saw it as almost like this Revelations type shit, like this Revelations type image, you know, like the four horsemen, you know, coming down and, you know, about to destroy the world. And I kind of saw the guy, you know, he has a cross up like this, kind of repenting for his sins almost. Like, and I kind of saw it as like, you know, like a man sees that, you know, shit's about to fucking go down, and he's kind of like, I've lived a dark life, and it's kind of like time that I want to get right with myself before shit hits the fan. So I mean, I think that's something I can definitely relate to, because I think, you know, like when it all falls down, you know, all those sins and shit like that, you know, that all that bad shit I did, you know, it's at the end of the day, I was never happy I did that shit. So I think it's kind of like when you have a chance to repent, you take it. So that's basically how I viewed it, you know, but I see a bunch of different, you know, explanations to the piece, but, you know, fuck everyone's, that's mine, and it's on my back for life, so don't fucking shit on my party, you know.